question is asked, is courage self-belief? And I'll say to you, not exactly. They're very close cousins, right? They're very close and they intertwine with each other and they support each other. And they do work together because one, for example, self-belief is that knowing that you have on your belly. It's that thing that you know that you know that you know. Good morning, Mary Jane. Good morning, um, Mulaney. Good morning. Good morning. And courage is the action that you take in spite of feeling fear, right? You're not letting fear stop you. So if you are ready to invoke and bring forward the courage that's waiting on the inside of you, I needed to tap the screen and show me some love. And share with me, when was the last time you took a courageous step? When was the last time you acted with courage, even though you were scared? Listen, I can remember the day I did that. But before I share my story with you, I would love to hear. Tap the screen and show me some love. And I want you to hear your story. When was the last time you grab a hold of courage and you jumped? It is so important that we allow courage to help us to live our dreams, to lean into legacy, to not hold us back, to not rob us of the things that's waiting for us, to not rob us of that thing that we, want to see happening, the thing that we want to do. We want to make sure that we're not leaving any money on the table. So when you desire to do something and you don't do it because of fear, you're leaving money on the table. Because here's the thing, when you don't need self-belief to be courageous, right? Courage often comes because you took that leap. Courage often comes because you took that leap of faith. You're going to do it anyway, right? You're feeling scared, but you're going to grab a hold of faith, right? And the two of you are going to go ahead and do it. Here's what courage looks like. And maybe you might have done this sometime. So courage can look like you raising your hand and taking on that stretch assignment. Courage can look like you retaking that exam 5 times. You didn't pass it the first time. You didn't pass it the second time. But courage is calling you forward to do it again. Go back in. Try it another way. Get some resources. Get some help. Try to study differently. But keep on going. That's courage. Courage is calling you to not give up, not give in spite of all the noise and the naysayers and the chatter and everything want to pull you to the right or to the left. Courage is saying, let me speak up, even though I'm nervous. Let me speak up. Let me ask for what I need, even though I'm feeling scared, even though, my God, I feel like the earth is going to open up and swallow me up, right? It is so important that you know that courage is available to you. And if you don't have courage, sir and ma'am, I want you to know that I will hold space for you. So you can borrow some of my courage. So you can borrow some of my self-belief until you get yours. And when you get it, make it your own. Because I had to borrow courage once. I remember this was over 13 years ago, maybe more. This is back in 2012. I was working in corporate, and the company was thinking about creating a sister office down in Jacksonville, Florida. And we were having this casual conversation with my boss, and I said, 13 to 15 months down the road, we're thinking of launching a ultra high net worth desk for private wealth, either in Florida or out in Arizona. And I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to do it. I said, I don't know what I'm going to be doing 13 to 15 months from here, but I think I'm going to do it. But would you believe, after me saying that to my boss, by the end of that week, my boss called me in the office and he said, Shelia, the director wants to meet with you. And I said, about what? And he said, well, you said you were interested, so he wanted to talk to you. So listen, y'all, when I sat down with my director, he said, by the way, plans change. We are moving forward rapidly and we need somebody down in Jacksonville next month. I'm like, excuse me? So what happened to the 13 to 15 months timeline? He said, well, things change. The thing that I learned in corporate, things are always changing. And if you're in corporate, you need to get used to that. Things are always changing. So y'all, listen, it became real. I know I raised my hand. I knew I put my hand up and I said, I'll consider going. But this thing was real. They needed someone on the ground. And I said, okay, Was I scared? Absolutely. Then I started talking to my boss on the side. I'm like, this is a real thing. I don't think I have the courage to go. He said, Julia, you said yes. And by you saying yes, that's courage. In spite of the fear you were feeling, you said yes. And that day was a breakthrough for me. That day I realized I did have courage. I just had to act on it. I just had to take that leap, right? I just had to take that leap, Caesar. Tell me, when was the last time? When was the last time you took courage? You said yes to something that you were scared to do, but you did it anyway. And lo and behold, I went to Florida in 2012, and that was on the heels of Hurricane Sandy. And believe me, my personal life was a wreck and going through the same feeling, at least in my heart, as in my head, I was feeling like, oh my God. In my personal life, I feel like this is Hurricane Sandy going on. But I said yes anyway, scared. And I had to hold on to the belief that my managers had in me, my directors had in me, and to go as one. And when I left many years later, there were 10 people strong, holding it down and doing well. The private wealth team grew from 1 to 10. Why? Because I said yes, scared, and I borrowed courage. I looked deep within and found courage and started to hold on to the belief that my boss had in me, my director had in me. Does someone hold space for you? Do you have someone that you can say that they hold space for you? They hold your courage. And they hand it to you and say, you know what, you can borrow mine until yours come. You can borrow mine until you find yours. It is so important that we find people in our lives that can hold space for us, that can help us to see things we don't see. Someone held self-belief for me, and if you want to know more about that, go back and listen to my other video from last week. But this week, I want to talk about courage. My manager saw courage in me when I didn't recognize it. And as a coach, I hold space for you to help you to see the things that's within you that you don't readily see. I help you to see what's in the periphery, because how many of you know when you're in the frame, you cannot see the picture? And courage, you won't see it and feel it until you do it, because here's what courage says. If I did it before, I can do it again. If I did it before, I can do it again. And here's the other thing. Courage happens in the now. Courage happens in the present. Courage doesn't happen in yesterday. Courage doesn't happen in tomorrow. It happens in the now. When you say yes to you, the woman in the mirror, the man in the mirror, when you say yes to you, you're saying, I am ready to build courage. Courage is something that's built over time. It's like a muscle. You don't go to the gym and just lift weights and put it down and you walk out with a six-pack. You have to go back in and day out. You got to do it over and over. So courage comes as you make a commitment to yourself, Justin, as you make a commitment to yourself, Caesar, to keep doing it, to keep lifting that heavy weight, even though you're scared, and know that if I did it before, I can do it again, right? Share with me. When was the last time you took a courageous step? When was the last time you bet on yourself and walked it out? Courage creates self-belief. If you decide today to take a courageous step, your self-belief will bubble up to the top. Your self-belief strengthens courage. The two of them work together like hand and glove, right? With one, you get the other. They work in partnership. Just like you working with a coach like myself, you will get breakthroughs. You will get strategies. You will develop a pattern, a system for the outcome that you want. If you see yourself as an entrepreneur, you want to take that leap of faith. If you see yourself as a people leader, if you see yourself as a manager, a director, and your fear is holding you back, I want to hold space for you. So you can grab a hold of courage and say yes to you. Right, here's the thing. If you're waiting for you to feel ready, if you're waiting to feel ready, I want to tell you, you may be in that same spot next year that you are right now, because you may stay stuck because you don't make a move. You have to move even though you're scared, and that's what courage looks like. If you move with courage, self-belief will come. I want you to say that out loud. If I move with courage, self-belief will come. I believe in you. You have everything you need on the inside. Excuse me. And this is where I say, look within. And that burp was confirmation, right? It's confirmation. Look within. Your power is within you. And if you are ready to stop hiding, if you're ready to get out of that humble place, if you're ready to unlearn some things that has been holding you back and grab a hold of courage, I want you to partner with me. I want you to click the link around this video somewhere. I will upload it to my channel and connect with me. Put 15 minutes on my calendar for us to see if we're a good fit. Because it is time for you to get out of your own way. It is time for you to rise up and stop. It's time for you to stop playing small and know that everything you need is within you. So is your courage. It was in me and I found it. So I know if it's in me, it's in you because I'm a mirror of you. So let's do this together so you can win, so you can become the boss that you are, so you can become the leader that you are. Hi, Mark. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. The important thing is that we have to realize that we don't wait on other people out there to shine light on us. We don't dim our light. We let our light shine. And as Miriam Williamson shared with us in a poem that I quote some time ago, you can go back and listen to my videos and find it, is that our greatest fear is not that we're inadequate, is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is time for you to lean into your power. Grab a hold of courage, even though you're scared. Grab a hold of 15 minutes on the calendar with me, and let's do this together so you can win. I will sign off here, and I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to help you unpack all those goodies that you've been holding on to. And somebody is waiting on your voice. Somebody's waiting on your story, your testimony, your overcoming, your becoming. Somebody's waiting on you, right? It's time to grab a hold of courage and become the best version of yourself that you've been waiting on. Hey.